Hi, I'm Simone Yetch, and welcome to CES, where every year we gather to ask the timeless question, what if we made it worse, but connected? Because sometimes the future is genuinely cool, and sometimes the future is a single-use piece of candy that contains electronics, or a device on your front porch that now has even more ways to recognize your face. And then you've got products that take a seemingly simple joy, like coffee or keeping your food cold, and add subscriptions, ads, and voice commands that only work if your house is silent and free of privacy concerns. This is Worst in Show, our annual anti-awards for tech that's invasive, fragile, wasteful, or designed to punish you for trying to fix it. So let's hand out some trophies nobody should want.
Hi, I'm Nathan Proctor, Right to Repair Director at PERG. Running around CES this year was Woodsy the Owl, whimsically reminding people that you shouldn't put items with batteries in the trash, part of an initiative to cut down on the dangers that these batteries pose. A normal lithium-ion battery can produce temperatures of 2,000 degrees if punctured or crushed. The industry estimates U.S. waste facilities experience 5,000 fires per year. These batteries are a leading cause. It must be so humiliating for this poor owl to share the message amidst the absolutely sinful morass of disposable battery-powered products found this year at CES. But even among this glut of products, one stands out for its sheer absurdity. And that's why the winner of the Worst in Show Award for Environmental Impact goes to the Lollipop Star. The Lollipop Star plays a song transmitted through vibrations in your jaw, giving you, quote, music you can taste. When asked by reporters from Engadget, the company rep said, quote, you can't reuse the sticks after the candy is long gone, and you can't recharge it. We need to stop making so many disposable electronics which are full of toxic chemicals, require critical minerals to produce, and can burn down the waste facilities. Lollipop Star, here. You earned this.
Hey folks, this is Cory Doctor from the Electronic Frontier Foundation at EFF.org, bringing you the 2026 Worst in Show Prize for the most enshittified product at CES. And this year honors go to Bosch, who've got a new anti-theft system for e-bikes that adds parts pairing to motors and batteries for e-bikes. Bosch makes the majority of these in the world. Now with parts pairing, you have a little computer in the bike, you have a little computer in the part, and before the part is recognized by the bike, the two computers do a little dance to see whether or not the part can be used, whether it appears on a database of stolen parts. And if it does, the bike refuses to use it. Now, under Section 1201 of 1998's Digital Millennium Copyright Act, it is a felony punishable by a 5-year prison sentence and a $500,000 fine to tamper with or disable that parts pairing mechanism, which means that if you go and buy a part like a motor at a police auction and Bosch says you can't use it, then gimmicking the part so that you can fix your bike with it is a crime. You go to jail for longer for fixing your bike than you would for stealing the bike. Bosch says that for now, all they're going to do if they think you're using a stolen part is call the cops on you, just that. But the fact remains that at any time, Bosch can flip a switch, and then you wouldn't be able to do independent repair using parts unless Bosch said that they liked the part that you were using. That's where the enshittification comes from. They can change the deal later. Now, the question boils down to this. Who do you trust less? The bike thief that you can call the cops on if they steal your bike, or Bosch, who gets to call the cops on you if you fix a bike in a way that they don't like? Now, before you answer that question, know this. Every manufacturer that started with parts pairing said that they were fighting theft and counterfeiting and ended up using it to block independent repair, which created mountains of immortal toxic e-waste, but even larger mountains of illegitimate profits from monopolizing repair.
As usual, CES provides a target-rich environment of privacy-invasive technologies and a serious scavenger's hunt for consumers who are trying to figure out what's going to happen to all that data that is collected about them by these technologies. However, for 2026, the winner of Worst in Show for Privacy has to go to Amazon Ring doorbell systems for the sheer expansion of surveillance capabilities that they are supporting this year. That includes facial recognition. It includes mobile surveillance towers that can be deployed at parking lots and other places, and it includes an app store that's going to let people develop even sketchier apps for the doorbell than the ones that Amazon already provides. So, for doubling down on privacy invasion and supporting the misconception that more surveillance always makes us safer, 2026 Worst in Show Award for Privacy goes to Amazon Ring.
Hey there, I'm Paul Roberts, the founder of Secure Repairs and president of the Secure Resilient Future Foundation. I'm here today to announce the winner of the CES Worst in Show when it comes to cybersecurity. The winner this year is Merac, a China-based company that announced on Monday the Merac Ultra Tread, a home treadmill series with a built-in conversational AI coach. Smart home exercise equipment is nothing new, but the addition of internet connectivity, sensors, and now large language model AI raise the security stakes for manufacturers. In addition to personal information, network and online behavior, financial information, Merac's treadmills are also collecting biometric data, fitness and performance data, and the inferences that can be drawn from that information. That's according to the company's privacy policy. That's not surprising, but what is surprising was the security statement. Merac's privacy policy declared that, quote, "We cannot guarantee the security of your personal information." That's a bold statement, and it's what won Merac the Worst in Show for cybersecurity.
Have you ever wished that your fridge didn't have a handle? Neither have I. But Samsung has you covered. They've rolled out a new AI-powered smart family hub refrigerator where you say, "Open sesame," the fridge opens. You say, "Close sesame," the fridge closes. Well, that sounds cool, right? Well, what happens if the mechanism breaks? Samsung has a terrible track record with refrigerator reliability. Their compressors were failing left and right, and then their ice makers have been super unreliable. Their touch screens are glitchy. They're putting ads on the touch screens now, so you can have ads in your kitchen, which sounds really exciting. I would not trust a Samsung fridge farther than I could throw it, which is why you shouldn't trust it with your family's food. That's why I'm awarding Samsung this year's Worst in Show Repairability Award for their bespoke AI Family Hub refrigerator.
Hey, this is Justin Brookman from Consumer Reports. I am here to present the award for Who Even Asked for This? And the winner is the Bosch 800 series personal AI barista. In theory, adding voice control to a fancy coffee maker so you can simply tell it to make you a macchiato or an espresso without having to learn the details of how it works. I guess, maybe, but in reality, many people don't actually want to have a conversation with their coffee maker. It's too early for that. They just want to hit a couple of buttons and get a nice cup of coffee. Even if voice-activated coffee does sound exciting to you, and you spend $2,000 or more on an Alexa-enabled coffee machine, you might discover that putting Alexa, a buggy and inconsistent assistant that requires a Prime subscription or a monthly fee, is not delivering the experience you had hoped for. That would be bad. Even worse, if you are digging this product, you might come to find out in a few years that Bosch doesn't want to support Alexa on the coffee maker anymore, and the feature will be disabled. For consumers who want smarter products, in practice, the tech world's delivering inconsistent performance and products that lose key features without warning. If your fellow coffee enthusiasts aren't actually using the personal AI barista feature, it might just be gone tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Michael Vito Valentino, editor-in-chief of Now This. I'm here with Backmarket and iFixit for their People's Choice Award of the Worst in Show at CES. And the winner is the LaPro Ami AI Companion. I might get one.
Hello everybody, Gay Gordon Byrne here from the Digital Right to Repair Coalition, and it's my pleasure to bring to you the official Worst in Show for CES in 2026. It was a hard-fought battle. There was a lot of really bad products, and we argued a lot, but one thing that kept happening is that people said, you know, I really just don't like that open sesame door refrigerator from Samsung. And I have to say, I have to agree, because the one thing a refrigerator should do is keep things cold. That's it. It needs to do that all the time. It needs to do that without difficulty. And the thing that happens with this product is that everything is an order of magnitude more difficult. You have to have quiet. You have to be able to keep ambient noise away. It might flip out. You might have power problems. You may have internet problems. You may have kids screaming in the background problems. And these things should not interfere with your use of a very simple device called a refrigerator. It's also loaded with what they call sponsored content. And you know what that means. It means advertising. So every time you open your refrigerator door, you're going to be exposing all of the things that you have in your refrigerator to an ad content provider. Do you need sour cream? Chances are pretty good you're going to get a advertisement for sour cream. Maybe you're going to get an advertisement for a car. Is this what you want from your refrigerator? Who's tracking this behavior? Who's keeping track of where the data goes? And fundamentally, why do you want this thing? So for all of those reasons, we have awarded the Samsung refrigerator Worst in Show.